Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Tony Purcell, and today's video I want to talk about the conversation of happiness. And sometimes this is a conversation that almost doesn't seem the most exciting because it just seems out there, it seems real ambiguous, just happiness. But I want to talk about the importance of this conversation because isn't this really what we're all shooting for? I mean, isn't that really what everybody wants? I mean, isn't that why you want all the things that you want? I mean, you ask people what they want in life, they say, I want more money, I want more freedom, I want to be able to spend more time with family, go on vacation, I want more things, I want a better marriage. All the things that they want in their life all comes back to this conversation of happiness. And that's really what they want if you trace it down to the end. That's why everybody wants all of the things they want, is because in the end, they want to be happy. Now, unfortunately, most people get everything backwards. So there's this backwards lie that we live that says, have, do, be. And it's if I have certain things, then I'll do certain things, then I'll become certain things. Or if I have certain things, then I'll be certain things. Or if I do certain things, I'll be certain things. Everything is pointed in this direction. So an example is if I had more money and freedom, then what I would do is I would help people and I would be nicer. I would go out and I would serve more. And then I would be happy. Now this formula, every aspect of life, people go in this direction. The problem is that it's backwards. So we say, if I had money, then I would go and I would be able to serve and help more people. And then I would be really happy because I'm doing good and fulfilling things. The problem is that it's the opposite way around. But again, so people say, if I had more money, if I had, say, a new car, then I would be happy. If I had a big house, then I would be happy. If I had good relationships. If I had a significant other, then I would be happy. Or perhaps they have a significant other and they say if my marriage was better, then I would be happy. If my spouse was a certain way, then I would be happy. And again, then there's even just this concept of if I do certain things, I'll be happy. If I help more people, then I'm happy. If I'm kind to people, then I'll be happy. And the truth is it's the opposite way. If you actually are happy, if you figure out how to be happy, and if you're happy, I mean, think about it yourself. When you're happy and you're in a good mood, then aren't you naturally nice to people? Aren't you naturally out there doing good things? Aren't you naturally out there helping and serving people? And then, when you're helping and serving people, guess what happens? You start to have more time and more money and more freedom. Because as you're helping and you're serving people, I mean, that's the only way that money is made, is to serve other people and to help other people, to provide value for other people. And so that's the truth of the way that direction actually goes. Now, I've got a quote that I want to read to you about this. This is from a book that I'm reading, and I've actually taught a lot of different things from this book. I'm not going to tell you what book it is yet. Eventually I will. If you know what book it is, or if you think you know, feel free to guess. But let me grab this quote for you real quick. This is a guy by the name of Khalif Abdelrahman, and he said that I have now reigned above 50 years in victory or peace, beloved by my subjects, dreaded by my enemies, respected by my allies. Riches and honor, power and pleasure have waited on my call, nor does any earthly blessing appear to be wanting to my felicity. In this situation, I have diligently numbered the days of pure and genuine happiness which have fallen to my lot. They amount to 14. Okay? So this guy is saying that he's had everything that most people think that they want. I mean, all his wildest dreams come true. enormous amounts of riches and wealth and power and prosperity, everything. And yet, after 50 years, he's had 14 days of actual joy and happiness. Now, contrast that. I want to read another quote to you by Abraham Lincoln, where he said that most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Now, it sometimes may seem ridiculous, to say, oh, well, people think that a car is going to make them happy, but really think about it. I mean, think about what things you look forward to and what things that you spend your time and money on. People think that a brand new TV is going to make them happy. If I just had that flat screen TV, that'd be so cool and I'd be so happy. And it almost seems ridiculous to say it out loud, but look at yourself and look at other people and look at real emotions and what people want so badly and what people are willing to work really hard for and put a lot of effort into. It's into getting all these things, and ultimately it's because they want to be happy. Now again, isn't that the end that everybody wants? I mean, isn't that what you really want more than anything? Isn't that your goal for everything you're doing? And the cool thing about this concept of happiness is, I mean, isn't really that the whole purpose? I mean, what else is more important? What else is more important if you're not happy? I mean, in the purpose of your whole existence, what's the purpose of that other than to be happy, to experience joy? I mean, isn't that really what you're created for? And the great thing is that there's a lot of different spiritual teachings that teach that very clearly, that, to be happy and to is that goal. And that is the whole real purpose. So the question then is, okay, how do you get happiness if these things don't get you happiness, and even these things don't get you happiness, the things you do, but it's the other way around. It starts with happiness. And I can tell you just from my own experience, and I'll go into that in a minute, but it starts with happiness, and then it goes the other way. So how do you get happiness? And I'm going to talk about two reasons. Way number one, not reasons, but two ways to get happiness. And the first one is just what Abraham Lincoln said in there, and that's the choice. The conscious choice, deciding that you're going to be happy, deciding about how you're going to react to every situation, deciding about your interpretation. See, it's not even the things in life that make us happy or unhappy. It's usually the reaction to things in life that make us happy or unhappy. Now, do you remember those old TV shows? There's a couple TV shows that are kind of bringing this back, this whole live audience thing. And, it used to be the TV shows were all done in front of a live audience. And people would always laugh at the jokes and they'd boo at the bad guy and that kind of stuff. But how that really worked is that there was somebody there and they would hold up a sign, or they'd turn on a sign that says laugh, that says applaud, that says boo, that says be sad, that says say oh. And what would happen is the entire audience would react just as the sign said them. The sign would flash something and they would just react. It was like they were a bunch of sheep just following whatever signal they were given. And here's the sad part, is that most people actually live their life that way. Most people, life is what tells them how to react. Life says, hey, this is a bad situation, be sad. This is a good situation, be happy. This is a bad situation, be mad, be angry, be miserable. Or this is good. And that's how most people live their life, is they just react to the situation as though life is holding up a sign that tells them, what emotion to be feeling, and they just obey, they just listen, they accept whatever emotion they're experiencing as reality. And it takes a simple choice. It takes a simple choice for you to choose, I'm going to be happy in this moment. I'm going to choose to look at the positive side of this. I'm going to choose to see this in a good light. I'm going to choose to be in a good mood. Now, of course, nobody's perfect at this. Everybody works on it, but the powerful thing is that it's a conscious choice. And isn't that amazing? I mean, isn't that amazing to realize and to know that you are in control of your own life, that you are truly the creator of your own life, because you've been given the ability, I believe it comes from God, our creator, that you've been given the ability to choose your own life and to choose your own emotions and to choose your own thoughts in any situation. think a perfect example of this is Viktor Frankl. And if you don't know who Viktor Frankl is, he actually spent years in a Nazi concentration camp. And during that experience, what he learned was that the greatest of man's freedom, the one thing that you can never take from him, again, this is somebody who has had literally everything taken from him, and said the last thing, the greatest of man's freedom that you cannot take from him is his ability to choose his own attitude about the situation he's in. And isn't that liberating to know that what you were shooting for this whole time, in the end, is happiness? That's your ultimate goal and what you really want out of life and out of existence? Isn't it liberating to know that you don't have to rely on these things to get you that? Isn't it liberating to know that you have that freedom, that you're the creator of your life? I mean, I think that's extremely powerful and incredible. And then, thing number 2 that you can do, so number 1 is the conscious choice to be happy and to react to the situations the way that you want to, no matter what's going on in the world out there. Not play the victim to your situation, but to actually choose and be the creator. So number 1 is choice, and then number 2 is control your input. So here's what's crazy is that what's in our mind is a result of obviously everything that we put in our mind. And we're putting things in our mind every single day. When we listen to the radio, when we watch the news, when we interact with friends and families and co-workers, when we go to school, when we read a book, whatever it is, everything that we're doing, we're feeding information into our brain and into our mind, and then what comes out is a result always of what is going in. Now here's the crazy thing, is that if you look at the media and the news, TV, movies, radio, you look at the majority of people in the world, they're living their life in this direction. They believe that who you are and what you are, like you are happy or you are sad, your emotions, what you feel, what you are as a person is a direct correlation to what's happening over here. So something bad happens in the world, that's a sad thing and you should be sad and upset. But if something good happens, then you should be happy. I mean, think about that. A happy ending of a movie. A happy ending of a movie is always when everything goes perfect. And when things don't go perfect, then that movie is called a tragedy. You know, everything in our society teaches us that what we feel and what we experience is a result of this. And so if you want to change your thinking and believe that it's actually possible for you to experience absolute happiness and joy in any situation, then you need to start to control your input. You need to stop putting in all that bad and negative stuff, and you need to start putting in the good stuff, which is why I read books, which is why I listen to audios every single day. That's why I've spent the last 5 years pouring audiobooks into my mind, because it's good, positive, uplifting things that teach me that happiness comes from inside and how to make that a reality. See, you've been brainwashed, and I've got a whole other video on this about how you've been brainwashed by society, and you need to re-brainwash yourself and put in the things that are going to teach you how to control your thoughts and how to be happy and how to be powerful and how to have this first and then go this direction. So now I'm going to just tell you kind of my story of starting this and the moment that I figured this out, because I was totally living my life this way. I was really unhappy. I was very, very miserable, even depressed. There were times when I physically wanted to hurt myself. And in my mind, it all came because of this. It was, I thought if I had more money, I was so frustrated and angry because I was struggling financially and I was broke. And my marriage was literally falling apart and on its way towards divorce. If things wouldn't have changed, then it would have ended in divorce and I wouldn't be married today. But I am, and I have an incredible marriage. But I'll tell you when it happened was when I learned how to figure this out first. And I figured out how to find that in myself. I literally stopped focusing on all these things and almost dropped those. I stopped focusing on trying to go and get more money. I stopped trying to fix my relationship. I stopped trying to get all these things, and I focused all on myself. and on my mind and on what's going on internally inside of me. And I found happiness. I found true joy. I found confidence and certainty. And everything that I thought all these things would give me, I found that they existed inside of myself. And what happened was I became a better person because I chose to. And then, all of a sudden, instantly, that quick, my marriage transformed. And it became this incredible marriage. And I was happy. And it was this great marriage. But here's something that's powerful, is that our marriage was suddenly incredible, but my wife hadn't done anything different. And she was still unhappy. See, she was in the same mindset that I was. If the marriage is great, then I'll suddenly be happy. Well, I figured out how to be happy, and that changed the marriage, and the marriage was great, and she saw that she was still unhappy. And she saw that I was really happy. So she eventually came to me and said, okay, I'm ready to learn what you have to say. I've been thinking this way my whole life because this is what society has taught me, and I've been stuck in that way of thinking, but I see that I'm still unhappy. I've got all the things. I've got the great relationship. I've got the nice house. We had a couple houses by that time, actually. We had 2 brand new cars, and we had all these things that came as a direct result of me starting here and going this way. And so we all of a sudden had all these things, and she had all these things, and she still wasn't happy. And so she came to me and asked me how to do it, so I taught her this, and then all of a sudden she became happy, which just, of course, intensified and boosted up our marriage. So, again, do these things, is it better to have a great marriage? Does that generally more happy? Yeah, sure it is. The problem is that you've got to get it in the right direction. Is it more happy to be broke and not be able to pay any of your bills versus have a lot of extra money and have abundance? Is that better? Yeah, sure it is. But again, you have to start with this. It starts inside. You have to create your world inside of your mind, and then it's naturally going to go this way. And again, that's exactly how it happened for me. I got happy, and it improved my marriage. I got happy, and I was able to help and serve people at a better and higher level, so I got paid a lot more. And things just started working for me, and things started clicking. I had my dream job. I had a couple houses. I had a significant amount of stock in the company I was working for. All by the time I was 24 years old. Within a year of the moment that I figured this out, all of that happened, and life was amazing and incredible. But it all started here, and then went this way. Now, depending on how it is that you want to help people, there may be some specific mechanics involved. So I was able to help people in my career and serve people at a higher level, and I got much greater reward for that. And eventually I wanted to help people at a deeper level. And I don't know if you have ever been in that situation or if you've ever felt like that you don't want to just serve people in the terms of, a waiter is a server, or any a mechanic serves people and helps people. But I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you want to help people at a deeper level, where you really, really, really want to help them transform and make a better and different life for themselves. I don't know if you've ever been in that place, but that's where I was serving people, and I was teaching them some incredible and powerful principles, but I wanted to take it deeper. I wanted to really, really teach them what it took for me to go to that place of true happiness and joy. But it required a lot of change internally, and that's not what they were looking for in the place I was, currently had a career with. That's not what my clients were looking for. I also wanted to go to a very spiritual level in my teachings, and that was not the right situation, the right scenario where I was in. So I left and went to just start my own because I wanted to have more freedom. And so again, I don't know if this is you or not, but you may be one of those people who the way that you want to help people requires you to have more freedom than, say, a job would give you. More freedom in terms of being able to teach whatever it is that you want in whatever way that you want. And to be able to really, truly make that impact in whatever way that you want and teach the message that you want in the exact way that you want to teach that. And that's a possibility. It's a very real possibility. And there are some very specific mechanics of how to bring that to fruition. How do you take the happiness and joy that you have and have experienced in your life and take it to other people in a way that you're going to really serve them, and you're going to actually be able to reach them and get your message in front of them and get them to be inspired enough to take action on the things that you teach them. Because everything I'm saying in this video and everything that anybody ever says is completely meaningless unless it is applied. And so how do you get your message out to people in such a way that they're going to go and apply it? How do you do that? And that's what I mean by the mechanics. There's certain mechanics, and that's where the prosperity team comes in. And what the prosperity team is, now see, true prosperity in life isn't about having a bunch of this stuff. Because what happens is when you do this backwards, when you think that that brand new car is going to make you happy, you've been dreaming, it's your dream car, and your whole life you've been dreaming about it, and you've saved up, and you finally have enough, and you think that that's going to make you so happy, and then you buy it. Does it make you happy? Absolutely it does, for about a week or two. And then eventually that happiness, you realize that you're the same person, and you're still just as unhappy, and you realize that that car didn't get you that happiness, and so it equals disappointment. And so true prosperity in life isn't about just having these things. It's about having these things in the right order, with starting here, going to here, and then going to here. Because when you really are happy and you help people, then you'll have plenty of money if you have the right mechanics. And that's where the prosperity team comes in, is to teach you how to experience true prosperity, true abundance in your life, which means that you're happy, you're fulfilled, you love your life, and you're helping other people, and you're making a meaningful difference in the world, and you have the money, and you have the freedom, and you have the cars, the houses, the great relationships, the great marriage. You have everything. That's what true prosperity is, and that is the goal of the prosperity team. And trust me when I tell you, they do it in the right way. They teach you first how to change your thoughts. On the prosperity team, when you join the prosperity team, you have free mindset calls every single morning called the Think and Grow Rich mindset calls. It's about fixing your thinking. When you join the prosperity team, you have a free webinar every single day that gives you all of the mechanics to teach you how to get your message out there, and how to get it in front of people, and how to get it in front of the right people, and how to compel those people to take action and to make decisions on what it is that you're teaching. And then the vehicle that the prosperity team uses is Empower Network, because bottom line, Empower Network is the easiest way out there to make money, because they're powerful products that are extremely useful and also help people change their lives and transform as a person. And you can sell their products for the same price and get paid the exact same as though you had created all the products yourself. Only you didn't have to put 10 years worth of work into creating products, which is really what it takes to create a quality product. The first 9 years is just getting the experience and the credibility, and then, take 6 months to a year to create a good, solid product. You can sell their products for the same price, and the prosperity team gives an enormous amount of help and support and free tools when you come join the prosperity team on Empower Network. So somewhere below or to the side or above, somewhere around this video, there's going to be a big button that says prosperity team, or maybe there's going to be a link to go to the prosperity team, and it's going to show you how to join the prosperity team. What I want you to do right now is I want you to click on that button or click on that link and then join the prosperity team. It's $25 to get in the door and get access to all this free training and start your journey of true prosperity and of true abundance and of true happiness and joy. And then also to, getting all these things that you want there as well, the money, the car, the houses, all those things that you want. And it starts right now with you clicking on that button, making a decision to apply what you've learned and to take action so that it actually applies in your life and that you can go and make it a reality. It starts with you clicking on that button or clicking on that link and joining the prosperity team. So right now, go click on that button, click on that link, and join the prosperity team. The first thing that's going to happen after you join the prosperity team is you're going to receive a phone call to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over and we're going to talk about your goals, and we're going to talk about your dreams. We're going to talk about your direction and where you really want to go, where you are currently, and we're going to kind of coach you through how you're going to get there. So click that button, and we're going to have a conversation really soon. So click that button, join the prosperity team, and I'll see you on the other side.